Good evening, everyone. So today it will be a final session for the basics. So let me share my screen. So yeah, so today we will be coding blackjack program. So before that, it's there will be different steps involved. So before going to this step, we will cover debugging steps first. So generally, uh, the print is our ultimate debugging tool. So whenever you are writing a function like any program and you are unable to catch any of the issue why it is not getting, so what we did in if we have first sessions when we are trying to print out only odd numbers, so while loop while using while loop, uh, so at that time we have used print function to catch the what's the exact issue what we are using. So print is very powerful function you should be using frequently. So that's one of the I want to say our first step to do the debugging tips. Like after that, a few editors like for example Thony or PyCharm or Spider or everything will have debugger. So debugging options. So you can just go one by one, like execute one step, like each step at a step, and then you see what exactly where the script is failing when you are giving when you are getting any error. So, for example, if you see here debug current script, so it's normally general running, and then if you here it's like debugging of correct script. So when we click on this, so generally we will give get the step forward, step into, step out, and resume like so. It's like step. It goes step by step. So here it is if you what is the source code like how many from hangman word we are importing this many lists. So, and then so it's like if you want to just skip this step because it is converting into uh, hexadecimal like addresses, so it is converting into addresses. So step out. So like one by one we can step in, step out. So if you want to see each address, so you can see here the heap address. Like there will be multiple options available how to view. In the view we have given help, heap, assistant and variables. So which variables we are using. So on the next step again it is taking the source code. So from stages, so it is again convert back to. So this I meant to say this stages it is converting into hexadecimal codes like, uh, like heap memory addresses we can say. So, and then if you see the ID, the address of this, so it is showing one by one how it is getting what is that exact heap addresses. So the is the game what we have played. Hangman game. So for example, just I have given the similar options will be available in multiple editors. So you can use that. So whenever you got an error, you can use that. So and after that we have again pythontutor.com where you can copy paste your code and just how it is going. So for example, I just want to, so now if you want to visualize the execution, it is one of the again one of the very useful uh, I meant to say. So it's saying employees. So dictionary, in the dictionary alias Bob. So in the alias keyword, the name. Again there is a dictionary of dicts. So it's very I meant to say very visualizely you can see what exactly the the data type. So this is the keys, and in the case again we have dicts. So again, so you can do step by step also. Then again it will show us the employee company underscore y table. So it's saying now it's having two variables, employee company name, and then you can see like so in so here this is a list. Uh, so in the list we have two dicts. So the first dictionary is this one. So it is very useful when you are learning data structures and algorithms. So this is very useful website when to visualize. So this variable is a list, and in the list you are saving dictionaries, and again in the dictionaries in the skills you are again saving list. So here in the skills you are again saving list. So it's combination of list, dictionary and list. So yeah. So whenever you are having any errors like, so this is exactly what we can search for. So all the Python related questions it will be here. So instead of directly searching, you can just go to this link, and you see here we have 2,175,034 questions answered. Maybe you can give another tag. So Python divide by zero error. For example, 0. So it's like if you see there are multiple so how to deal with divide by 0 with pandas start from different divided by 0 fix. So there are multiple questions you can directly search. So it's like searching how to search the Stack Overflow. So your question and then the tag will be the Python. So it will results in all the Python related stuff. So now going back to the project, let me go back. So blackjack is actually it's like a I want to say a cards game. So we can play online as well. So for example, we will be going to this. Sorry, yes. It's not getting copied. Okay, so it's like still loading. Can just check this like not sure. Wait. Okay, we will try to do this. Okay, whatever we have coded, I have already written the code. So it's like we will be not writing again, but we will be exploring what we have written today because it took some time to read. So we can't cover everything in 1 hour session. So for example, I am dealing with so it is taking a very long time. Okay, we close. Oops. So yeah, for example, now we are asking you whether you want to play a game or not. So I am saying yes. So so generally, there will be we have to draw two cards. from the deck. So we our cards are 7 and 9. So our current score is 16. So if our score is greater than 21, then we will fail. Like computer will win, and the computer's first card is 5. So like, but if we get exactly 21, then we hit the blackjack. So it's like, we got K, A, or Q, A. So we will certainly, uh, deep down we will go. So now, so for example, we have 16. So we want to get another card, or we have to pass it to computer. So that computer will take the another card, or it may pass. So depending on the logic we have written. So as of now, if I take in another card, then it might be chances my score might go above 21. So still my, I am getting 19 now. If I take in another card, I may lose. So I will be passing to computer. So here it is. So it is a bit tricky. Like, our score is greater than computer score, so that we have one. So again we will be asking, do you want to play the blackjack or not? So no. So if I go to, so if I go back, so generally the rules of our blackjack program is little bit different. So our deck will be unlimited in size. So it's like, when we pull out a card, so generally it will be 52 cards, right? So what we have done already in probability, like, in 12th or 11th standards. So it's like we pull out the deck, so it will be 52 cards. So all that. So once we draw two cards, it won't be uh, drawn. So it will be again, everything will be there. So the probability will be one only. Like, I meant to say everything, all the probability will remain same, like 1 by 52, depending on the colors. So generally we have Ace, Ace2, and then 2 to 10, and then J, Q, K. So here all the card values will be for J, Q, K, will be all the tens. So and again 2 to 9, but as for Ace, so it will be 11, and it's actually changes depending on the uh, logic we will be writing. So general, these are the steps we have to prepare. So there will be a dealer, so who will conduct the game between us and the computer. Normally, this is blackjack program will played in a casinos. So it's like there will be dealer. So we have to draw two cards, both user and computer at the starting. So we will get two random cards. So out of the list, we will be drawing two cards. Detect when the computer reads as a blackjack. So it's like, I said right, ace plus 10. It's like we will be 1. So it's like ace plus 10, like ace plus j, ace plus q, or because ace value is 11 and 10 is, so it's like we are hitting the jackpot 21, like blackjack. So if computer gets blackjack, then user lose even as a blackjack. So if both the computer and the user got blackjack, so user will lose. That's the logic we have to implement. If the user gets a blackjack, then they win. So this is like, if both we got blackjacks computer run, but even though we got blackjack, we will lose. But if computer got blackjack, then it will win. Otherwise, if there is no blackjack with the computer, we will win. So we have to calculate the scores depending on the cards we have. So, and again, this is the third step. If as is counted as draw, so in the first draw we have ace, but the when the total is getting over 21, maybe second draw. I'm not in the first draw, I think. So then it's like count the ace as one instead. So if it is having 20, the total maybe we have two cards like 10, 10, and then we wish to draw another card maybe. Uh, then it's like if it's like we have ace already. For example, I'm not sure. Okay, for example, we have ace and 10, and then we wish to draw another 10. Then the total will go to 20 plus 11, like 20 plus 11, 31, right? But at that time, what will happen if it is uh, the total will be greater than 21, then ace will count it as 1. But we should reveal only first card to the computer's first card to the user, not the all the cards of the computer to the user. So and again there are multiple. If user goes for 21, then game will end. If user or computer gets a black check, then game will end. So ask user if they want another card to draw or we want to pass it. So again there is a condition that the score should be greater than 16. So after that again, so if you see the alert computer play, the computer should keep drawing it unless there's print out the file layers computer. So this is uh, little bit confusing. Just read one by one. So we have already given the flowchart, for example. So just I am zooming it. So for example, the user and computer get two cards each, and then add up the users and the computer scores. So then we will be checking whether it's having 21 or not, blackjack or not. If user score over 21, then do they have ace? Then we will do the calculation of converting of ace 11 to 1, and then again checking if it is still over 21, and we are again going back if the user want to another card. If no, again this one. So again the card goes on, like if the computer plays, if the score computer plays, if user don't want to take the card, the computer plays till the score is less than 17. If the score is not less than like not greater than 17, still plays, the computer goes on playing. So as the computer gone over 21, then we win. If not, compare user scores. So user score greater than higher, we will win. Otherwise, the computer will win. So but if user and both are having same score, then it is a draw. So this is I meant to say, this is general how we will converting these steps to the this one. So if these are detailed steps what we have printed, like what we have provided. So using this we can write all the code. So so there will be four levels. So using all the steps, you can write all the Python program that will be level 1. So it's like normal level. If you are using maybe of the steps without seeing the detailed steps, then it will be the next level, maybe expert. And then if you are using maybe one or two, then it will be very uh, high end. And then it's like if you are not using any if all these detailed steps, just you try to write, you will be an expert. So using only this you have to code, but here we are giving the detailed steps. So how we will be writing? So first step, let's see. So create a deal card function and list below return card, a random card 11 in the ace, like return a random card. So 11 is the ace and cards are, they have given the cards. So it's like ace is the 11 and JQK is 10, 10, 10. So I'm going back. So here let's go one by one, one step one. So we will be creating a deal card function. So they asked us to create a deal card function, and then we have to get cards. So they have given the cards also. Now we have to return the card from this deck. So it's like we have to pick a card. So how we will pick? We will be using random module, and then we will be picking the choice, like anything choice. So it's like choice of cards, return card. So for example here, so this is actually a doc string. So whatever we are doing inside the function, we generally represents with this. So whenever we call the function, and if in normal editors, if you just keep the cursor here, it will show what exactly this will do. This function will do. So for example, I'm not sure here length. Generally, when we keep the cursor here, we will get. Okay. So we will get the definition of the function, whatever we defined in the doc string. Doc string is nothing but the comments what we have defined by giving to say hash, right? So similarly, this is that. Uh, so just so again, I am just copy pasting here. So how we have written that? So normally import rand. So so whenever we run this function, obviously this will vary. So just I'm printing deal card. So we are returning the card. So I'm calling the function deal card and I'm just printing it out directly. So if I see here, So it is selecting multiple, like it's selecting 7 once, now 5, it will be 10. So it is selecting random digit from this list. So we defined the cards as one deck. So then it is selecting this list. So generally it's depending on the number value of the card. So generally from the deck in casinos they will have at least 5 to 6 decks. So for us we are defining only numbers. So there won't be any there will be multiple colors and spade, and we are not considering any of them. We are just considering only the numbering part for this game. And then so we will again go back. So now we have to define a deal card. So user for two cards using deal card append. Okay. So now we have to define user cards. So it's like we are defining user cards and computer cards, and we have to draw two cards like so. Here what we will be doing, and they have given us hint also, we have to append it. So it's like for, so now we have defined the empty list. So for I in range, we are using range function what we already used. So 2 up to 2. User card start append deal card. So here what exactly we are doing, we are calling deal card function, and we are appending the list, empty list, with the random integer what the computer has selected, and then we are appending the empty list with that random integer. Similarly we will be doing for the embed cards as well. So it's every time when you do that, it's better whether to check whether the code is working perfectly or not. So the best option to check is to print the output what you are expecting. So now your user cards are having 10, 10, and it's like 8, 11. Now 10, 11. So user has got 10, 11, and computer has got 7, 11. So actually this is blackjack. So why we have given ranges to? So only we want to draw only two cards at first. So user should get two cards, computer should get two cards. So if I go back, so we have defined it here. So and then we have called user cards. So it's like step by step. Then we have to define calculate score function. So because it's the game totally depend upon the number values, right? So we have to call calculate function, we have to define another function, and then we have to call the sum of that function. So insert calculate score, check for the blackjack, a hand with only two cards. So it's like, oh, it should contain only two cards, and it should have ace plus 10. So at that time we should return 0 instead of actual score. 0 will be representing blackjack in our game. So it's like again going back. So let's take, so this is the function we defined. So it's like if sum of cards equal to 21 and length of the cards equal to 2. So only when length of the cards equal to 2 and the sum of the cards. So sum is the function which returns the uh, value of all the integers in the list. So then we will be returning 0. So again here if you see, we will, if so, if we go to step 5, so if the score is over 21 and the user is having ace, then instead of uh, ace we have to consider ace as 1. So how we will be doing? We will be doing the append and remove method. So what exactly this will do? This will remove 11 from the list, and then it will append. Append is like again we will be adding. Remove is like whatever the from the list, whatever the first occurrence is there, it will remove that. If it is 11 is already there, then it will remove. So we are considering some of the cards. So for example we take this and we will put here. So now calculate score. I am calling this function and I am passing user cards once, and I am passing computer cards also. I'm calling a function and I'm passing the two lists like user cards and computer cards. Okay. So sorry, we haven't printed it out. So it's like both 10, 9, 10, 9. So 10 plus 9, 19, 9 plus 10, 19. So if I run again, so it's like 6 plus 10, 10 plus 20. So I'm just checking if 10 plus 7, 10 plus 7. Yeah, so perfectly working fine. So because as of now this condition won't satisfy because the maximum is like 21. Until unless user draw another card, he can't get that. As of now, we haven't implemented that one, right? So just we are checking our function is working fine or not. So now again I am going back to my program, and then we have written all the 5 steps. Yeah. So again It's like in the sixth step we have to call calculate underscore score, and if the computer has a user blackjack, or if the user score is over 21, then the game ends. So it's like we have to define one variable, so is game end. So generally what we will do here, if we just forget about all the above, so it's like if is game over. So yesterday what we did for the calculator, it's like user choice is still equal to true, like boolean we have taken. So here again the same, is game over is equal to false means the game is still going on. So that's why we have taken the false boolean, and then what we will do generally, we will use this the statement. So if you say, they are saying if user score equal or computer score equal to this one, then we should game is over. So it's like the loop will end. So here we are writing the loop because the loop should continue until unless there should be some winner, right? So here again what we are doing, if you didn't got, so here we are defining another boolean expression like is game over. So for our understanding, is game over is equal to false because game is still running. So we are calling a while loop while game not over. So not of false is true. So it will evaluate to true every time until unless this game over is not like equal to false. So not of true is false. So we are changing the boolean expression when the condition satisfy here, and we are defining two variables like user score, calculate score, user cards. So we will go to 7. So it's like again if you check all the three steps, like so we have to check if game is not ended after user they want to draw another card. If yes, then we have to use the deal card function again. The score need to be rechecked with every card drawn, and check the checks the steps in 6 and repeated until the game ends. So here they have given repeated the steps until game ends. So we should write the while loop. So again here user score we are defining whatever we have called here directly print, they have actually called into variables. So just we are printing at our cards, user cards details and current score, and computers first card. Computers we are just accessing only computers first card, we are not displaying any other cards. So for example, so this is when we run this again. So it's like compet's first card is 10, and so we should be knowing what is our current cards, and if you want to go pass, or if we want to draw another card, right? So that's why we are displaying 10 10, but we are not displaying competitors cards, only we are displaying competitors first card. So now again going back to program, then we will be using this if user score or computer score or user score greater than 1, game over equal to true, then this function will evaluate to false. So we will come out of the while loop and then we will go to this function, this another while loop. So before that we will consider, so if this condition not satisfied, then what exactly another thing. So we should ask user, should you get another card, so should you draw another card. So again we will be using the asking the user if yes, then it's like we have to append the deal card. So if no, then we should end the loop and we will go back to the computer. Like for example, so if you go back to flowchart, so here again the condition satisfied. So if they want to get another card S, so we will be calling the again the function here, and then we will be looping all this. If they want doesn't want to, then we will terminate this loop. So and then we will be going to computer, ask the computer to play. So here again the another logic is like if now the computer should play, right, should draw the cards. So here we have to computer check whether a computer is hitting blackjack or not, and whether computer is uh, getting greater than 17 or not. So it's like, so while computer not equal to 0, so this will satisfy true. So this condition will evaluate to true boolean, and again this will evaluate to true. Then only this condition, like this loop will evaluate. So true and true, then only it will be true because we are using and condition. So only if 1 and 1, then it will be 1. So that like logical operator. So now computer score, computer. So then we are saying the computer should append. Again we have to call the deal card function. Then we have to calculate the score again. So if the score equal to, like if computer got blackjack or the computer got greater than 17, then we will come out of this loop and then we will go to this final print statements. So again, so we have written already all this. Now what we will be doing is like we have to create a function and pass the user score and computer score. Now final, like all the drawings are done, all the final cards we have. So now we will be calculating the score and we will be writing different conditions. So it's like if the computer and user have both same score, then it's a draw. If the computer is blackjack and then user loses, if the user has blackjack and then user wins. If the user score is over 21, then user loses. If the computer score is greater than 21, computer loses. If none of that, then player with highest score wins. So there are multiple conditions we have to write under this compare function. So now we will be going to this compare function. The first, so we will be getting user score, computer score. So for example, if user score greater than 21, computer score greater than 21. So it's like if both all both computer score and our score are greater than 21, then it's like oh, only we will be losing. It's not like computer will be losing. So, and if user score equal to, so both the user score and computer, it's a draw. Now else if user score equal to 0, you will lose, opponent has a blackjack, because so we are returning 0 when only the computer or user having blackjack, we are returning the score to 0. So if you see the calculation function, the sum of the cards and length of the two, only when the 0 we are returning, only when the two cards having the sum equal to 21, then only we are returning 0. At that time, if computer having blackjack, then obviously we will lose. So the condition will evaluate first. This condition will evaluate first. If again, if we go back here, there is one condition, right? So if user and has blackjack, so black like computer should win, like both having. So this is the condition. So here we have written because the computer score equals 0 first, rather than this user score here first, because when the both are having 0 values, like both are having blackjacks, then the first condition will evaluate. So for example, then generally condition in Python, the execution will step by step, right? So then this condition will execute and this will satisfy and it will break the allow. So it will break the like conditioning. So it won't check for further conditions. So that's why we have kept the computer score here and user score after the computer score. So here again, it's very important how we will be keeping the conditions also, depending on the logics we are returning. So yeah, again, if computer is not there, but we are having user score equal to 0, so you want the blackjack. Else if computer's user score greater than 21 and computer score is not greater than 21, it's not checking. So here we have already checked. If both are greater than 21, then we will be losing. Now again, computer score greater than 21, return opponent went over even. So else if score, user score, computer score, like if all these conditions not satisfied, like I am having less than 21 and they are having, like I am having 18 and computer is having 19, then computer wins. But I am having 19 and computer having 18, then computer wins. So if you are having any doubt, again, if you go back to flowchart, so it's like computer having 19, user having 18, the computer wins. So we are executing this loop, like this condition. So else written allows. Now we have written a function, and then what we are doing, we have called that function here. So again, what we did, we called the compare function of user score and return. Now the final point is like, so ask the user to restart the game, but if they answer yes, clear the console and start a new game of blackjack and show the logo from the blackjack art.py. So it's like, so we will be importing blackjack art, this logo. So it's like So all this is fine, but when user having input, so here we, instead of we are again defining another variable, so we are directly using the condition. So if in user input equal to y, then we will be asking you, do you want to play type y or no? Then we should clear, and we have to again play the game. So generally, if we written all this inside only, so without indentation, so it will run for only one time, but we want to run for multiple times. So until unless user say to end. So that's why we have defined all this play game under one function. So we have just what we did, we have written all this the logic once, and then we have moved in under the play game function, and then we are calling that function. So here we are doing print logo. So we already know from blackjack art import logo. So here print logo. So why we have defined all these functions above the def play game, because uh, if we define the below this function, so we can't call the functions which are defined under this. So the function should be when we call any function, that should be defined above that statement. So for example, the calculate score function, the compare function, if we define below this function, below this line, so it can't identify uh, this, and it says compare function is not defined. So generally when you are calling a function, it should be defined above the line where you are calling. So that's how we have defined all the functions above. So here we have already defined how to clear from OS module. We are importing system.cls. So and we are defining a clear function. So yeah, so it's little bit complicated, but we have used all the uh, whatever we have learned. We have used all the conditionings, loops, range, random functions, like keyword arguments. Like here we haven't used keyword arguments. We are directly giving normally like position arguments only we are passing. Any questions you are having? So if I just want to run again, to play again. So the cards. Current score, my current score is 13. First card of my. So okay, maybe I will just draw another card. Current score 16. So I will be passing to. Yeah. So now it's like my score is less than 16 and the computer score is 21. So it's like I lose because computer score is greater. So again, if I want to play again, it will again. So I will be drawing another card. So my current score 21. No. Yeah. So only if you see, even we have 21 score, it's not blackjack. Only when we have As and the 10, then only it's a blackjack. So that's why the representation is like A and K. It's like we should have As card and the card which is having value of 10. So yeah. So any questions you are having? I will be stopping the recording. So it will be little bit tricky.